Whoops. Yep. So just let me know when everybody's in. I can get started. Hello to everybody that's already joined. Nice to be here. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Me about 2 minutes.
Yeah, all good. Let some people join up. Let me see. Is there a chat? Yeah.
And if people got questions, they can just throw it in the chat, right?
Yeah, 100%. I should be able to see the chat. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, anytime anybody has any questions, 100% throw them in the chat. It's nothing like strictly we have to cover. So if you guys at any point throughout this, demo have a specific question, happy to go over it. So I think it does say chat's disabled though, just a heads up. I don't know if that's awesome. I think it's just turned on now.
Check if you guys can type in the chat now.
I was able to. Awesome. Looks like we're good. I guess I'll just give it like another minute or two. But if you guys are out there in the chat, feel free to say hello. Let me know you guys are fun. My name is Mike. I work in marketing here at TrendSpider. So it's nice to meet everybody joining in.
Yeah, I'd say we're good to go.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining, everybody. As I just said, my name is Mike. I work here at TrendSpider, and I'm just going to give you guys a pretty quick demo, or not even quick. It's going to be a pretty in-depth demo of the TrendSpider platform. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there use TradingView, so I'm excited to show you what TrendSpider can do compared to TradingView, because honestly, we've been upgrading this platform a ton lately, and our dev team is just going crazy with the updates. And so, yeah, let's just get right into it. I had a list of things that you guys were kind of interested in, and one of the first and most basic things I think was the automated technical analysis features, which is obviously one of our coolest and most widely requested features just in general. And so let's go over that. To start, the first one I wanted to cover is the automated trend line detection. We're going to kind of go from most basic to a little bit more complex here as this demo goes on. But as you can see at the top of the screen here, we have this trends button, and it's going to add automated trend lines to your chart. There's a few different ones that you can use. I recommend using original, but there's also enhanced and standard. But we'll click on original there. And then I'm just going to have it ignore gaps for now. Or no, I'll have it say respect gaps. And then the quality, you can do more lines, most relevant, or all. Most relevant is going to be the least amount of lines, because as you can see, if I apply this now, it's going to be a little bit crazy, which is honestly not that much of a bad thing, because this feature, a lot of people think you're supposed to use it just like this, and it's like, that's way too crazy for me. But let me show you actually how you're supposed to use it. So even if you like go to all lines unfiltered, it's going to be, lots of crazy lines here. But what you can do is find the ones that actually look good, because it's meant to like kind of plot everything so you can see it. Once you find the one that looks good, you can right click it and lock it. And then once you turn off auto trends, it'll stay locked on there going forward. And so you can kind of mess around with it. You can switch from original to standard. And honestly, I will probably go to, because it's going to show a lot of lines if you do that. So let's just go to most relevant again. Getting a little lag because of it. Let me apply that because that is like way too much. So you got to kind of learn how to use this stuff. And as you can see, these two are okay, but I found that one, which is cool. So we can just lock in and keep it there. And then we can just switch it up a little bit, see if it finds anything else. So not really a whole lot more. Let's have it go back to respect here. So as you can see, found this one trend line that I think that was probably the best one. But trend lines are okay. I think the coolest automated features are going to be the chart patterns, which you can see up here. You can auto detect channels, double tops, double bottoms, triangles, wedges, all this good stuff right here. And so if you turn all these on, we'll see if any pop up on this chart. Like you can see, this one popped up here. But, just automatically detecting them on the chart is just one feature. And it's honestly just a small feature compared to what you can do on TrendSpider, because if you open our scanner, we actually have tons of different scans that can scan for chart patterns that are in progress. So if I open up our ascending triangles and force scanner, and then I just toggle on ascending triangles down here. Once we click on these, it's only going to show stocks that are, showing an ascending triangle. And this is something that I don't believe that TradingView gives you the ability to do. And so if you're someone that likes to trade chart patterns, it makes it incredibly easy to find stocks that are printing any of these patterns. And all these that are up here can be put into the market scanner down there, including wedges and all that stuff. And not only that, if you go just type triangles, because we have all these scanners pre-built for you guys. So you really don't even have to build any. We have a breakup triangle scanner as well. See if I can find it. Any triangle breakup. I'm looking for ascending triangle breakup. And then if I just scan for these, it's going to scan for stocks that are already breaking out above the top line of the ascending triangle, which is honestly even better because that's when you guys are pretty much going to want to enter, right? So this is one of the ways the automated analysis features of TrendSpider can really help you guys find these setups. Of course, not all of them, just patterns in general, not always going to be perfect, but this is a great way if you trade using these setups to find them and to save you guys a ton of time, because if you're just going through all your watch lists and trying to find this stuff manually, it would obviously take a lot longer than just pressing scan and being able to pull it up right there. And so again, you can do this for any of the patterns that we have, including wedges, all types of triangles, head and shoulders, double tops and double bottoms, ascending channels, broadening formations, all that stuff is possible. So yeah, that is the automated chart pattern feature. And then we also have the same thing with candle patterns. So much in here. I probably won't go through it because we have tons of other stuff in the platform, but just to show you guys how much automated features that we have, like engulfing candles, all these stuff, evening stars, dojis, all that stuff can be automatically detected within the TrendSpider platform very, very easily. And by the way, if you're curious about all the stuff and you're not a TrendSpider user, yet, we do have the trading tools store that you can visit. It's just on our website, and we have tons of strategies, scanners, and indicators that are completely free that you can, import just like you kind of can with TradingView, except for we build them for the community. So if you're ever looking for something, you can just go to scanners and say you're looking for one of those triangle scanners. You just type triangle and you can find them and import them right there, or just search for them on the platform as well. All right. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for the automated technical analysis. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, of course, but I'm going to move on to indicators now. And so the one thing that's really cool about TrendSpider as well is that we have our AI coding assistant that you can use to actually code indicators for you. So you can essentially code indicators without knowing how to code. And it's super easy. And it's basically just like ChatGPT. You can just type in anything that you want it to do, and then it'll just essentially code it for you. But first, let me just show you guys a couple of indicators that we have already coded for you guys. One of them, I heard you guys like using the golden cross. And we have this golden death cross candle painter indicator that you can use and import for free. And I'll add it to my chart. The way you add it is go to indicators up here, click the three dots, and you can type golden, and it should just pop up right there. And you just click it, and it'll add to your chart. I think I already had it right there, so let me just click apply now. You can expand our indicator list and toggle it visible. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to highlight candles gold when it's trading above a golden cross and above both of the SMA lines, and highlight candles red when price is trading below a death cross and below the lines. So it's just a cool way to help you, automatically plot both of the SMAs onto your chart without having to use, two different SMA indicators. So now one thing that TradingView does, which is kind of not great, is they limit you to how many indicators you can use on one chart based on your plan. We don't do that. We pretty much let you use as many as you want. And you can even code your own custom ones that include multiple SMAs and candle painting like this right here. Real quick, I have a question right here. Can I form a set template of 921 EMA crossing, double bottoms, and hammer candle? Yes, you should be able to do that. Honestly, one of the next indicators I was actually going to show was our EMA candle coloring indicator, which you can see right here. This is something called the EMA crossover candle colors. And basically what this is, it's just like that golden cross one, except for it uses EMAs, and you can actually change it to your, 9 to 21. And you can actually use it right here to see when there's crossovers and cross unders. And if you wanted to, I think you meant a template as far as a scanner goes, you can do that as well. Basically, you just open the market scanner and set up a condition group here. The first one we would set is for the 921 EMA cross over. And so we might be able to even just use a human language condition. We'll just type 9 EMA crosses up 21 EMA and just type enter. Let's see if that works. Yeah. So super easy to create that scan parameter. So if I run scan here, it's going to scan for 9 EMAs crossing over 21 EMAs. And then you also wanted to see double bottoms. Let me see if I can add that in there as well. You just go chart pattern. Guess you're probably talking about daily. Double bottom pattern line exists. And this will confirm that there is a double bottom pattern. And then you can also do, if there is a double bottom within the last 10 candles, for example, and a 9 to 21 EMA cross within the last 10 too. Honestly, I'm just going to do it for the entire group up here. So if any of this stuff happened within the last 10 candles, we'll see it. And then, and a hammer candle. Let's see. Well, let's check this one first. And you can scan for your exact setup here in the NYSE composite. And if we go ahead and turn on chart patterns and then double bottom. So this double bottom occurred back there. But as you can see, it does automatically mark the double bottoms. And all these are having the recent 9 to 21 EMA cross. So yes, you definitely can do that. Just wanted to answer that question real quick. I just built that scanner very quickly. As you can see, very customizable in what you can do. And you can even go further. So yeah, very good question, and I think that was awesome to show off. But yeah, I already showed you guys a couple of our custom indicators, the Golden Death Cross Candle Painter, the EMA Crossover Candle Coloring, and how you can use them in the scanner like I just showed you guys. So very cool stuff there. And then, oh yeah, another great thing is that we have a lot more data than TradingView. So for one thing, I know TradingView is a little bit cheaper, but they also don't give you data as part of their subscription. They make you buy the better data. We don't do that. And we also give you guys a lot more data, including Congress trading data, insider trading data, and tons more stuff like that. So, and we also have custom indicators for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on our Congress trades on chart indicator. Let me hide that one. And then let me pull up TEM. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but it's a stock that Nancy Pelosi bought practically at the bottom. And our Congress trade indicator will plot any Congress trading directly on your chart right where they bought it. As you can see, it plotted exactly where Pelosi bought that right there. And then, you can pull up any other stock and have it plotted on your chart as well. This will show all Congress buys and sells directly on your chart. And then we also have the same thing for insider trading. As you can see, this will show insider trades on your chart. We have all these sells right here. And then if there was any buys, which it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of insiders buying NVIDIA, it would show them on your chart as well. And this goes hand in hand with our What's Happening Now tab right at the bottom of the screen. If I click Add a Feed here, you can see all this stuff that you can do. We have a Pelosi tracker. We have government sales over 15,000, unusual options, insider trades. So I'll click open insider trades and then have Congress trading over here on the left. So what this is going to show you is going to show you all the insider trades by date, and then insider or Congress trades by date. And I have a question: does it show you the insider buys live, or is it a lagging indicator? So the thing about all these insider buys is that they don't have to report it until like a couple months after they buy it. So the second it actually, they file the form 4 or whatever it is they have to file, it will pop up. So yes, in general, there's pretty much no way that anybody can get insider trading data the second they buy it, just because they're not required to file that form right away. But right when they do, we do get it. So yeah, just to answer that question, that is a very good question though. So it's usually 2 weeks. I think they have to file it within 2 weeks. Yes, no problem. And then under this What's Happening Now tab, you can, apply filters. For Congress trading over here, for example, you can filter it by party, the action, which is buy and sell. You can filter by symbol. You can filter by the name. So, for example, if you wanted to only see Pelosi trades, you just type contains Pelosi, and you'll see only Nancy Pelosi trades. And then you can also filter by ticker, date. And as you can see right here, there's a transaction date and then the report date. So we actually give you both dates. The date that which the transaction happened, which the last thing Pelosi bought was on June 20th. She bought it on June 20th, but she didn't report that transaction until July 9th. So we give you both dates there. Again, that was about a few weeks. Gives you the, it was a purchase, the value, and all that stuff, the party, pretty much everything. And then it even shows you the return that they're having on that specific position. And pretty much the same thing for insider trades over there on the right. So yeah, that's another big thing that we have that TradingView does not have. And again, that's all included in the subscription. So we don't just charge more than TradingView. Our premium plan is actually very, very on par. I think it's only $5 more a month if you do an annual than TradingView. It comes down, just depending on the sale, to around 60 to 70 a month, I believe, depending. But I mean, we give you guys a ton of data with it. So it might be a little bit more, but it includes the data that TradingView does not give you guys. So just wanted to put that in there as well. And then, yeah, if you go to our store again, you guys, we have all these custom indicators, similar to how TradingView is, that you can import for free. You can see the Congress trades on chart. We have per session volume by price, the Squeeze Pro, and we actually have a bunch of people that submit their own stuff. We have polymarket indicators now as well, the prediction markets you can plot around your charts. We'll do partnerships with people. We have the simpler trading guys. So much stuff on our store that you can use. And by the way, we are running a hackathon right now. So if you guys submit an indicator to our store, anybody can do it. You do have a chance to win up to $10,000 in prizes. So keep that in mind if you are planning to build an indicator, or you have one on TradingView and you want to potentially win some money. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for indicators. And just keep in mind, with custom indicators that you make, you can use the parameters in the strategy tester and market scanner. For example, our golden cross indicator will appear right here, the golden/death cross candle painter. And as you can see, we'll have like the golden cross bullish parameter in there. So you don't even have to use two parameters where the 50 crosses over the 200 SMA. It's just pretty much always already built in, and you can just do signal emerged very easily, and you can change it, the fast and slow SMA, from 50 to 200, which is the actual golden cross, to anything you want. All right, so that's going to probably do it for custom indicators. We have so much more we could cover, like tons of indicators, but I think I covered a lot of them. Real quick, maybe I'll show you the analyst estimates indicator. This one's really quick. And this one will plot basically the highest analyst expectation or price target on your chart, the lowest, and then the average for any stock, which is pretty cool. You can just visualize it at a glance because we have that data built in as well. So yeah, that's another cool one that you can use. Is this colorblind friendly? I believe it is. I'm like somewhat colorblind myself. I'm not gonna say for sure. I mean, I believe it's just as much colorblind friendly as TradingView would be, but I don't know. Maybe don't quote me on that. But you can change the colors up to whatever you like. As you can see, the up, down, the background, the last price. I'm not sure what you would need, but you can pretty much customize all of the colors yourself. All right, so I guess moving on, I wanted to dig a little bit more into the market scanners because honestly, the market scanner is probably one of the best things that we have. It's one of my favorite things that I use all the time just because it's so customizable. You don't need to know how to code anything. TradingView's Pine Screener is cool, but to get anything out of the regular screener, you're kind of limited and you're going to have to code stuff, which obviously not everybody can do, especially PineScript, which is not really a universal language that everybody knows. But with us, you can just add these conditions. There's tons of them to add, and you don't need to know how to code anything. We call it visual scripting because it's visual. Basically, all these things right here just do the code in the back end for you. So let me just show you some of the scanners that we offer. First one that I think is really cool, kind of timely right now, is our Power Gap scanner. And basically, if you press scan on this is going to just find stocks that are, gapping up on the daily chart by at least 1% and increased volume. And definitely to do something like this on TradingView, you would definitely have to know how to code because their regular screener doesn't have, I don't think, the capability to do it. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but to do some of the stuff like this, like showing average volume is 2x what it normally is, like this parameter, and we combine that with a market cap greater than $1 billion, price over 5, and then the price is greater than it was 10 days ago, and then we have a gap by at least 1% within the last 10 days. To do all of that, like happened within features and all the following versus any of the following, it gets a little bit in depth, especially if you don't know how to code. But we make it very easily. It's all visual. And as you can see, this will just pull up all the recent gaps up for you guys. A lot of them are earnings, of course. That's when, the power earnings gaps happen. And yeah, this is actually just gaps in general. But if you wanted to, you can even add onto this one the requirement for earnings to be within the last 10 days as well. It's super easy. Just add a condition. And his earnings date was within last X days, 10 days. And if you just rescan with this, it'll only show you stuff that recently had earnings as well within the last 10 days. Oh, whoops. I think you have to add into a new group. Oh, so this one, yeah, this is a subscribe scanner. So you'd have to create my own copy to edit it, which is fine because this one's from the store. But if you just do create your own copy, you can pretty much edit it as you wish. But let me get into a couple more scanners because I don't want to get too caught up on any one thing just because there's so much stuff. Let me delete this, or it's already deleted. But the next one I want to show you guys is our CanSlim scanner. This is one of our most popular ones. If you guys don't know what CanSlim is, I'll pull up the store page. The CanSlim methodology was created by William O'Neill. This is the founder of Investors Business Daily, I believe it's called. And yeah, very popular guy. He wrote how to make money in stocks. And his criteria is basically looking for earnings growth, institutional demand, stocks trade near their highs, high relative performance, et cetera, et cetera. And so we built a scan that incorporates all of that stuff for you guys. As you can see, the scans can go very, very in depth, and we do commonly create these in depth scans for you guys. For example, this one, the EPS has to be greater than it was 4 reports ago by 25%. Then we have the annual earnings growth, which is basically just EPS from a quarter ago is greater than it was a year ago by 25%. And that's for like 2 years straight. You see all these quarters. New highs, we put in the stock is within range of its 52-week highs by 15%, higher than average volume. Yes, you can do revenue. You can pretty much do any fundamental in here. Revenue, EPS, price to earnings, price to sales, all the ratios. You can do operating cash flow. Yeah, it's honestly insane. You can combine all these fundamentals and technicals into a single scanner. I definitely don't think that is possible on TradingView. Maybe with Pine Screener, but I'm not even sure if they have the data for it, which we provide to you guys. And as you can see, this will show up with all the things matching the canceling methodology. If you look at the reports tab up here, this will show off, revenue growth and EPS growth right on your chart. We have all the report data right here. Is standard enough? I do recommend premium just because it's not even that much more than standard most of the time. I would say standard is good enough. It really just depends on what you want to do. Here, let me pull up pricing for you guys real quick. You can also get a 14-day trial, you guys, for just for a standard, just $19. You can try it out for 14 days and see if you like it. But what you get between standard versus premium, I definitely recommend premium because you see it's only like I think $9 more, at least on currently. But basically what you get in standard is 5 trading bots. So if you guys don't use trading bots, that's not a big deal, but I'll get into trading bots in a second. You get 10 alerts for up to 30 days. That might be something that you guys use. With premium, you get 90-day alerts with up to 50. You get 1-minute charting on both. And then really where it kind of changes is back testing and, the trading bots. Because with standard, you can do 2-hour back tests. So if you wanted to, back test like day trading strategies on the 5-minute, you definitely want premium. And you also get 5-minute scans with premium as well versus 2 hours on standard. So that's probably one of the biggest things. Another huge thing is that every plan does come with like basically 24/7 support. It's 7 days a week. And you also get a 1 training per year, which is a one-on-one call with our customer support team. I don't even know if TradingView has a customer support team. If they do, it's nowhere near at the level as ours because you can literally get on a call any day, 7 days of the week with one of them, and they'll walk you through. They'll build scans for you. They'll help you learn anything you want to learn. With premium, you get 2. With standard, you get 1. But we do have this contact us button right here, and you can hit up support literally 7 days a week on any plan as well, which is honestly one of the biggest things for us selling wise, or one of the biggest things, one of the many things. Okay, so I've gone over a lot of scans now. I don't know if you guys have any more questions, but I can go ahead, or actually before I move on, one thing I wanted to note too, for our scans, we have this current candle box that you can check on and off, which will scan for the current candle printing right now. So basically, if you have like a 5-minute strategy or something that is pretty reliant on like a day trading strategy that's pretty reliant on getting alerts right away, definitely you can check this current candle button. But if you're looking to, like a breakout strategy using the daily chart and you want only confirmed breakouts, then you can leave this box unchecked and that'll show you, results from the previous candle. So having this customizability is actually huge. It might not sound huge, but once you actually start using the scanner, you'll realize just how useful that one feature can be. All right. So yeah, now I want to move on to the strategy tester. And so this is miles better than TradingView in the sense that it's very, very user friendly compared to TradingView, because the strategy tester is where you're going to be able to build automated trading bots that you can use to send alerts to your Discord channels, where you can actually automatically buy and sell stocks in your actual broker via Signal Stack, and just get alerts to your phone and all that stuff with your automated trading bot. And you don't need to know how to code anything. With TradingView, you literally cannot have a trading strategy that is visual like this. You have to completely code it, which kind of closes the door to most people. Maybe you can do it with AI, but AI is honestly not very good with PineScript, since it's not that popular of a language in the grand scheme of things. We use JavaScript, which is a language that pretty much every LLM knows, like AI model, and then most people know in general. Like if you're not into trading, you probably don't know what PineScript is, and so therefore there's not as much info about it, just in general, and that's why we use JavaScript. But anyway, for our trading strategies, again, we already have tons of built-in strategies that you guys can use. For example, did a video on the Golden Cross lately because it actually happened on QQQ. We have this Golden Cross trader strategy that uses our custom indicator. I'll go ahead and plot it on the chart. Again, all this stuff is available on the store for free, or you can just search it right here in the search bar. And if I go ahead and just click run here, I'm actually going to go to QQQ, because this is a great example. We just had one recently, and like right there, as you can see. And basically, this strategy goes long when there's a golden cross happening. As you can see, it went long right there. And then it exits when a death cross happens. And this, combined with the custom indicator, makes it incredibly obvious and easy to see why and when it's entering and exiting. You can see the entry right there from this golden cross right on your chart, the price. It's currently still in the trade and it's projecting where it's going to be. This is like, the high and low of what you can expect in the strategy going forward, which is very cool. But as you scroll back on the chart, you'll be able to see all the entries and exits. As you can see, there's a golden cross here, automatically entered, and then you held it until a death cross occurred right here, and then it automatically exits for you. And you can actually deploy this as a bot, and you can get alerts to buy and sell to your text. We have a mobile app. You can get alerted via push notification on our app, and webhook. And so with the webhook, we have also a platform that we own called Signal Stack that basically connects with your broker. And once you connect Signal Stack with your broker, it's going to give you just a URL to put right here, and you just put them both there. And if you go ahead and do that, you would be able to actually buy and sell in your actual broker, like live trading, based on any of the strategies that we have. And of course, down here, you get to see all the strategy metrics. For example, the net performance of the Golden Cross, this specific strategy on QQQ, did 1,800% compared to just holding QQQ, which did just under 1,000%. Shows you how many positions you had. The win percentage was 67%. Max drawdown was only 36% versus the asset, which was 83%. It shows you the CAGR, Sharpe ratios, all that stuff. If you open the Behavior Explorer here, this blue line is the Golden Cross strategy equity curve. This is basically how your money was acting if you're running the strategy. And then this gray line is just buying and holding QQQ. And the reason why this outperformed so well, as you can see, is that it got you out before this massive 2000.com bubble burst right here. And you weren't in a position at all, but which was good because the market was just going down. Then it got you back in here, made a little bit of money, and it was pretty flat from like 2013. And yeah, it just ended up doing really well. You can plot the drawdown of the asset and the stock, or the strategy and the QQQ itself. In 2002, it drew down 83% or so. With this strategy, only did 20%. So it makes it super easy to visualize all that stuff right on your chart. and you can see the exact time, like the exact position. So like from 2000 to 2003, you didn't take a single trade if you were trading this. And then the red ones are, of course, losing trades, and green is winning trades. So lots of stuff you can do there. There's also the price behavior explorer. This will show you the anything you want to see here. What's on right now is just raw data of winners and losers. So, you can see all these red dots are the losing trades and what percentage they lost. So like the worst trade was like 11%. And then the biggest winner is all the way up here at 114%. And then you can plot, 96% of winners and losers. This is like the average winner and average loser. Mean and median change after X amount of candles. Like, what is your average change? Which is, obviously green in this case. So lots of cool stuff you can do with the strategy tester. And again, you don't need to know how to code anything. Like, for example, if you guys wanted, I'll just show you how easy it is to code or create a strategy. We'll just add a condition group here. Add a human language condition. Like someone said they trade 921 EMA crosses. So we can just do 9 EMA crosses above 21 EMA. Type enter. And that is literally it. It does all the code for you in the back. And this is your entry condition. And then you can, for the exit, set a take profit. You can set multiple. You can do number of candles passed, trailing stops, whatever you want to do. You're going to want to try a bunch and back test it. For now, let's just set it to do 9 EMA crosses below 21 EMA. So this will just enter on a cross up and exit on a cross down. And I just literally coded an entire strategy in just that little time, you guys. It does okay. What time frame? This is on the daily. So yeah, the 921 EMA isn't that great on QQQ. And what you can do, you can use our all the stats to kind of refine it further. It's like, okay, maybe the 921 exit isn't good. Let's go into the price behavior explorer real quick and see what we can do. So if you look here, you can see all the winners and losers. You can see, yeah, you had like some 43% losers. You want to minimize that. And if you can see, most of the losers were like less than 15%. So maybe you also add a trailing stop of 15% and rerun the test and see if that improves anything. As you can see, it 100% improves stuff. Because on the new back test, look at that. It looks way, way better. 64% win rate. It's actually a viable strategy now. And so, I mean, that took me a couple seconds, you guys. Like, if you're wanting to do this via code, I mean, just adding simple stuff like that and removing it via code is a complete pain. Even if you're very good at coding, compared to this visual scripting right here. And you can even take it further, add some take profits. Let's see how good we can make this. See, most of the, 96% of the losers was like, 12% stop loss. We can even probably change that 15% to like 12 or 13. And then 96% of winners was like no more than 26%. So maybe let's see if adding a take profit of, 26% does anything also. So yeah, you see these green numbers, that's comparing it to the previous backtest. So we actually got 104% higher net performance just by adding that take profit, just by looking at a quick few things in the price behavior explorer. So as you can see, I mean, I honestly didn't plan this at all, you guys. Like, I just did that. And yeah, that's honestly a solid strategy using the 921 EMA crossover that you can build very easily. And again, you can go for hours on this. We actually have the sidekick, which just launched today, and you can click it, and it's basically going to send your backtest results to our AI. It's called Sidekick, which has access to literally like millions of dollars of stock data, news data, Congress trading data, so much stuff. And it's going to tell you what it thinks so that you don't even really have to analyze it yourself. It is in beta, it literally just launched today. It does cost more money because it's very expensive to run. But as you can see, it does a backtest analysis for this. It just says, your net performance, reduced exposure and risk. The max drawdown is better. The win rate is pretty good. For the risk to reward ratio, 149 trades over 26.4 years. That's only one trade a month, which is a bit low. And yeah, you can pretty much just talk to it. Is this a viable strategy? It says it's not a home run strategy that'll dramatically outperform the market, but it does offer reduced risk. So yeah, you guys kind of get the point here. And you can go back and forth like, how would I make this strategy even better? Let's just see what it has to say. With AI, guys, you really don't have to do much these days, right? No, I'm just kidding. But you can use AI to your advantage. And our AI is actually incredible because it has access to so much data, your back test. It can see your charts. And it's saying, consider adding a filter to avoid entering during unfavorable market conditions. This is actually a really good recommendation. It says, test adding a trend filter, such as requiring price to be above a longer term moving average, like the 50 or 200 period moving average. I actually kind of like that. There's a lot of condition group here. Let's just say price is greater than the 200 SMA. That's actually a filter that I use on one of my strategies so that you're not entering in downtrends. Let's see if this improves anything. Yeah, it improves the beta. It improves the max drawdown, but the win rate is down and the performance is down a little bit. So maybe not the best. Let's try the 50. Because the EMA crosses is more of a faster strategy. You might miss out on a lot of entries with that. So performance went up a bit, but yeah, it looks like the filter is not good. If anything, you'd probably want to use an EMA filter. Let's say price is greater than, I don't know. Let's just try one more. Kind of getting into a rabbit hole at this point. So this one's not bad, 521%. That's actually a very smooth equity curve, you guys. So I kind of like that. 43% drawdown, a little lower win rate, but that's common with trend following. But anyways, the next thing I want to do is cover a little bit more on the What's Happening Now tab that we have. So we're always adding stuff in here. And if you see right here, we have tons of stuff that you can see, from unusual options. You can see sweep calls above the ask. And what that means is that people are buying calls above the highest price, which is generally abnormal, obviously unusual. And you can see all of that data here. You can see large EPS surprises, news featuring price targets. One of the new ones that we have is CNBC recommendations. I thought this one was pretty cool. Basically looks at CNBC and shows you which analyst it is and what they're recommending, whether it's bullish, bearish, long, whatever they say. And of course, you can filter this to a specific analyst, aka Jim Cramer. So you can see all of Cramer's recommendations without having to watch crazy Mad Money. So as you can see, he was not recommending Target a few days ago. Snow, ACN, F, not recommending. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can go down here and make fun of Jim Cramer a little bit. We'll go to July 22nd. He was not recommending mod. I'm pretty sure this one absolutely popped off recently. So we go July 22nd. Yeah, he actually said, don't buy this at the bottom. That is honestly hilarious. So some cool data here. Cool data there. I already showed you guys unusual options and Congress and insider data. Another thing we have down here is the stock market map. And what you can do here is basically use what's called bubble charts based on a list of symbols. So for example, I like to use this with sector ETFs. If I pull up my sector ETF list, I basically has all the different sectors that I like to track. And so I'm going to use this in the bubble map. And then I'll just click apply there for now. Market cap is not going to work because these are ETFs. So we're going to do, I don't know, let's do year to date change percent. And so here's what we have. Let me explain this real quick. We have the horizontal axis, which is going to be the 7-day calendar change percent, the vertical axis, which is the 30-day change percent, and then the size of the bubble is the year-to-date change percent. And you can see that down here. So the stuff furthest to the right is going to be the stuff that is making the highest 7-day change percent. So GLD, as you see, is up 2.77% over the last week. And then the stuff highest is going to have the highest 30-day change. So basically the stuff at the top right is going to have the highest 7 and 30-day change percent, aka the sector leaders now. As you can see, utilities are pulling forward. And clearly, as you can see on the chart, they are pretty bullish. And so is gold. Yeah, gold is still chugging along. And see what is not doing well. XLV, which is, I believe is healthcare, is lagging. And obviously, as you can see when you pull up the chart, it is definitely lagging. Financials are also not doing good. But basically how this chart helps you is that instead of just looking at a watch list, which is kind of plain, you can see it directly, visually on a bubble map, what is not doing well and what is doing well. Incredibly easy, and what's sitting in the middle not doing much. Like XLRE is real estate, kind of flat. As you can see there, tech, XLK, is not doing good in the last week since it's towards the left, but it's doing okay over the last 30 days. But as you can see, this chart or this map is telling us that XLK is not having the greatest last 7 days. And there's tons you can do with this stuff, of course. Different. You can add any watch list to it. You can add an entire index, like the entire NASDAQ 100. And you can like right click and add a color flag so it shows. So you can see Palantir is way up here at the top right, doing the best in a NASDAQ. What's doing really bad? FTNT is doing really bad. Let's pull it up. Oh, yeah, look at that. They just had a gap down. Whew, that's a big gap down. What else do we got here? VRTX. Let's see. So this one's also not doing good. So again, you can look at any index, entire NASDAQ, your watch list. If you guys have a watch list that you use, as you can see, APP is over here. This is a pretty good one. I think just had earnings. Yeah, it's looking great. Probably just beat earnings or something like that. Yeah. So as you can see, APP is doing very good. And that's super easy to see when you use a bubble map like this. And so that's a lot, you guys. We just went over a ton of stuff. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to do one example to see, how I would do this. Let's say I've got a watch list of, let's say 10 stocks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put them all together, but I want to see which ones have got a golden cross forming on the daily time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to build that, scan it? And I'm talking about, sometimes I might go for 20 stocks, 25 stocks.
Mm-hmm.
That watch list of my specific stocks that I picked out, scan for their golden crosses, the 9 and 21 golden cross.
Yeah, 100%. So we can just create a new watch list. I'll just name it Golden Cross over watch list. And then we don't have the symbols yet. I'll just add SPY there for now.
Yeah.
And then, so you have a watch list and you want to see if it has golden crosses, right?
Yeah, inside my watch list, because I'm going to have like 20 different stocks and I don't want to be going manually looking through to find which one's got the setup I'm looking for.
Yeah, and you're talking about the 921
yeah.
EMA? Yeah.
EMA, yeah.
So we do 9 EMA crosses. I think we actually already have one for this. We have the 821, I think.
Okay, and I could change it to the 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see, you just change this to 9.
Uh-huh.
And then, you can search in any list you want. So, for example, if you search in the S&P 500, we put on our indicator, EMA crossover. This is actually the 921. And you see this one just had a cross, as you can see by the green candle there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 100%. And then all you would do is just when you create a watch list on TrendSpider, you can go to yours, and these are all the watch lists you make. So, for example, I just did, what was I call it? Golden crossover watch list. I just made this. So you just search in that,
And then scan. And
Yep.
obviously, if you scan it, nothing should come up because it doesn't have.
Yeah, because that's just spy.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah, it will save me a lot of time doing it this way.
yeah, and you can do happened within. So if you want to, if you like don't use it every day, you can do happened within 10 candles too. So
Oh,
that way it'll show you stuff, that
so I can see if it's more recent or if it was, if it's
right.
happened 2 weeks ago.
Anytime within the last 10 days, it'll pop up. And even right now, like if a stock wasn't having a golden crossover 5 minutes ago, but it just did now, since this current candle box is checked, every time you rescan, it'll check again. So you see this one did, but then it went away, but it did have one, so it appeared there since it was in within the last 10 days. So yeah,
Yeah.
very, very possible.
Now, if I wanted to add the 200, so you got the 921, and let's say I added 200 or a 50 EMA, how would I do that?
Yeah, all you have to do is just change the length. So you can do 50 and 200.
Now, by moment, if I could do three of them.
Yeah, so we actually have one. I think we have one called any crossover. Well, let me see if it's on here. Here, so let me just show you then. I think it was a strategy maybe. Or I can just build it real quick. No, okay, let me just build it. So say, for example, you wanted to scan for multiple, like you don't care if it's which crossover it is. You
Yeah.
can make multiple condition groups. Like this one could be the 5200. This one could be the 921. Is there another one you use or
No,
these two?
those are the four.
Yeah.
921,
Cool.
50, 200.
Yeah. So, and you use EMA. So 50 EMA crosses above 200 EMA,
Yeah.
and then 9 EMA crosses above 21 EMA.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can add both of these,
Yeah.
and you can search for. This is going to be all of the following, which means both of them have to be true. But you would change this to any of the following, so that if either of these crossovers are happening, it appears. So let me just search in, I don't know, the S&P 500 for this. And if we plot, let's see. Yeah, we have the EMA crossover candle coloring. Let me just show you because with the EMAs, here we go. Let's add 2. You got 9 and a 21. And then do you use the SMAs or EMAs for the 50 and 200?
EMAs.
Okay. So I'll also add the 50 and the 200. We'll make this one gold. Or that one's already gold. We'll name this one blue.
Can you make the 200 red?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you have colors.
Yeah, I have some colors.
I'm kind of colorblind. That's red, I think.
Yeah.
What do you use for the rest of them?
So usually 9 is green. 21 is orange. And then the 50 is usually blue or red, but this time it can be blue.
Okay.
So yeah,
Perfect.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so these stocks will have any. So it's going to have either the two crossovers. So let's see what this one is. So this one is probably a 921. Yeah. So you see that crossover. This one is probably the other one. And you can kind of make your own indicator. So I have this all four so they're customizable on the chart. But if you wanted to, you can even probably code you an indicator or just use an AI coding assistant that has all these, and you can like turn them off and on a lot easier, like the pairs. But yeah, if you scroll through all these, they all should have at least a crossover happening somewhere. Oh, this is cross, so we should do crossed up. Daily EMA.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do all these. You can do the is within range of all the stuff, but you want crossed up. Daily EMA and 21. There you go. So that was searching for some cross downs as well, which you can do for any cross.
That makes
But
sense.
these are all the ones that are, showing at least one of your setups now.
Yep. Most of them.
Yep. And then you can just take these, clone them into a new watch list if you wanted, or you can just use this scan result as a watch list.
Yeah.
Any of your scans you can just use as a watch list. So
Oh, okay. So I don't need to go and search through them again.
nope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So every day, if you have a scanner over here,
Yeah.
let's say for example, let's use one that's already saved. We have this Golden Cross spotter. So this is a dynamic watch list, and you can just refresh it, and then it'll just automatically update with stocks showing that pattern.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, very cool stuff, right?
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
this is nice. And then I know some other people probably wondering about this. When we have a zone and we break out a zone, so this might be a bit more complicated, but sometimes we have zones drawn or zones formed. Zones might form themselves on the charts. Sometimes we break out and come back to test those zones. How would we do this in theory?
Zone. So are you just talking about you just draw them manually?
Yeah, or if TrendSpider had a way to draw a zone, like, let's say we're testing a specific level and coming down or bouncing on a level,
It would depend on.
even if it's supply and demand, yeah, that would still
You
work.
have this one.
Aha, yeah,
So yeah, you could use this. Let me see. Let me exit out of this. I've never done something like this. Let me see. Let's see if we can figure it out.
yeah,
So indicator, just daily supply. Not sure. So this indicator, it doesn't look like this one is available. Since zones change a lot,
yeah,
it's kind of weird in the scanners and the strategy tester. I'm trying to think that. I'm sure there is a way. It would just depend on how the indicator is coded, like how you define a zone.
yeah,
And once we define that, it should be possible. But since I don't know how much your zones are changing, but you can, of course, always, like if you just drew them, the best way, the quickest way, just be create an alert. Like you can do breakthrough, touch, or bounce. And you can change the sensitivity as well. So if it gets close or not close to the line, you can adjust that. And then just set an alert for it, which can alert you. As far as automatically scanning for this, I would actually have to probably ask my support team, to be honest.
yeah. Okay.
But I feel like that is possible. Again, it just depends on how you define the zone that you're looking for.
Right.
And then we'd have to put into a custom indicator and build that.
But you do have the supply and demand zones at least, which
We do. We do have a custom indicator that a guy on our custom support team did create. We probably would just have to maybe edit this indicator and make it available in the strategy tester. You just have to register some signals to do it.
Yeah.
But that is probably something we can do. But we'd have to look into it more. Probably won't be enough time for me to figure that out. I'm not a crazy good developer by any means.
Yeah.
See, this is the code for it, so I don't want to mess with his code.
Of course.
But definitely could ask him. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, but I like what I see though.
Yeah. Cool. And then someone asked, can you add a line of code to make it refresh like every 1 hour, 30 minutes? For the scanners, I don't think we have a way to code to make it auto refresh, but what you can do, you can do scheduled scans. So say you want, what's it called? Sorry, one sec. That was the wrong button. This is the share it. Hold on. Basically, you can run this scanner on a schedule and it can deliver scan results to your email at a predetermined time, which is either pretty much any time frame that you want. It can be, I believe, just once a day to your inbox. And so if you want automated results of your EMA crosses sent to your email every day, you can set it up like this with the scheduled scan, and then you just click that right there, run the scanner on a schedule, and you pick the times and days that you want to be emailed based on that, which is another really cool feature that pretty much a lot of people use. I use it for sure for my setup, so pretty nice. But yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to ask in the chat or wherever, and
Support and resistance.
Hmm.
Okay, wait. First of all, could you mind putting, let's say, three charts on the screen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another good thing too.
Yeah.
We
Multiple.
have way more charts per tab available than TradingView on pretty much any plan. Look at all these that you can add. You can do as many as you want. I think this is 16 per layout. So, and you said you wanted two.
We'll go with four. Four is okay, actually.
Yeah.
And then I just want to put SPY, QQQ, IWM, and then we'll go. I don't even know what else we want. You can do SPX because mine doesn't have SPX enabled.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's say you go to, I want to draw, oh, sorry, not I want to draw, I want to figure out some trend lines here on all four of these. How would I go about this?
So you could just draw them yourself, or you can use the automated analysis, however you want to do it. The most relevant, maybe original. And let's see what we got. So again, you can use this and just double click the ones that you like. Let me change it up a little bit. Let me try standard. So I think this one might be good. I'll double click it. I don't know, maybe that one. Potentially this one. That one. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty easy. And then you can just disable it. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can do it like that. And then, of course, you can just draw them however you want yourself. Downtrend lines, whatever.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
So it helps having all the indexes across on one screen as
Oh,
well.
yeah. 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 And you can have this open along with, you can have multiple different, things open, workspaces, they're called. And let's see, you can manage them and just add and subtract. And then let me find, we have dashboards too. But as you can see, they're all open right now. So, but here's our dashboard. This is actually a really good feature too. It's basically just a place where you can add widgets to see anything that you want. So you can add, charts with different indicators on them. You can add your scans. You can add fundamentals data. If you just click add content here, there's bunches of widgets you can add. Analyst estimates. You can do, let that load for a second. CNBC recommendation. I mean, Congress trading, so much stuff you can do. You can do your bots. You can list your alerts, charts. You can have as many charts as you want here. So you can literally have your scans up for your EMA crosses, and then your charts with the EMA crosses. Maybe on this chart you have the 921. Maybe on this chart you have the 5200, and then you have the scans to go with them right under it. There's so much customizability you can do over here.
Yeah.
And this is the dashboard, which is actually a very highly used feature. Just because it's kind of a pain, to set it up in the first place. But once you do, like, you get your scans like right under the chart, it makes it so nice. Like, a lot of people not even just use the charts because you can have the charts here along with your scans. What you can do on the regular one too, you can have your scans next to your chart. But the dashboard, you can just do so much. So definitely another good feature there.
Yeah. Um, what was,
Yeah.
oh, so if let's say we just wanted to go back to basics, just draw a regular support line of support
Mm-hmm.
resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the horizontal line right here. We have all the drawing tools over here on the left. You could do, rectangles. If you like to fill in a gap, you can just do the horizontal line. Just click. Super easy. You can
Oh,
create alerts at the line.
yeah.
And then Fibonacci retracements we can do, for example, right here. And it kind of locks it to the actual candle. So it makes it really easy. See, it like kind of snaps there.
Yeah.
You see your 61.8. You can customize it, add and show any levels you want. What else we got? Like, for example, the position tool is actually kind of nice too. If you just click here, like say you wanted to enter this stock, or let's say I have a good example on like maybe UNH, something like this. Maybe you want to enter here, but you don't know what your risk to reward will exactly be, or you don't feel like calculating it. You can set your stop loss level to wherever you want, like maybe right there, and then your take profit up here, and it calculates your risk to reward, the percentage and the
Oh,
decline,
yeah.
and you can set an alerts for those specific lines for your stop loss. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Another thing, I mean, there's so much on TrendSpider. Like even sometimes I'm still learning new stuff. Like we have seasonality too. Like we can be here forever explaining the stuff. Like you can set it to monthly, and if you open it here, this is going to be seasonality. So it shows you how UNH or whatever stock is performing over X amount of years by month. And then we can also do mean change percent. So what this is saying is that UNH, you see November is its best month because 77% of the time in November over the last 35 years, UNH has been green that month and by an average change of about 4.64%. So it's not something that TradingView has, to my knowledge. It's the seasonality data, which is very cool. And you can see the bad months, like UNH tends to not do well in September, and that is usable. You can choose the start and end dates, and all that stuff. So that's another feature we got. And yeah, just fundamental data in general. You can plot it on your chart. Like I think someone asked about revenue. You can actually plot revenue directly on the chart. This is the revenue line of UNH. And you can take this off if you want just a line. And yeah, it'll plot you revenue by quarter on the chart. As you can see, you can also see it at the top right under the reports tab. If it's a green bar, that means they beat year over year. We have the change percent, which is year over year change, and then surprise, which is green if they beat the analyst expectations. And you can plot all that on your chart. EPS, revenue, you can plot it on the bottom or on the top, which also I don't think TradingView has the data for. You can plot the PE ratio directly on your chart if you guys use any sort of fundamentals, like even EV to sales ratio, almost any fundamental you guys use. We even have FRED. If you guys use like FRED data, like for example, the effective federal funds rate, which is the Federal Reserve's interest rate data, you can plot on your chart so you can compare how interest rates have affected the market. See, they started cutting there. And you plot this here on the bottom or change it from lower to the overlay directly on your chart. And this is the recessions and the gray bars right there. So yeah, so much stuff you guys can do on here. Honestly, probably the closest you can get to a Bloomberg terminal without having to pay so much money. So, and then I don't know if you guys use anchored VWAP, but adding that is just as easily as right clicking where you want it and adding the anchored VWAP. You can show trailing stops on your chart, create an anchored indicator, trailing stop, long anchored. And you can customize it. Say you want like a, 20% trailing stop. Because I actually got triggered already. That's because it entered right up before the dip. You can add at the bottom here. Say, for example, you entered UNH here. And you wanted to set a 20% trailing stop. As you can see, it actually already triggered. But this will go on until the exit and show you there. Curious, Isaiah, what parts sold you? By the way, you guys, as I said, you can get TrendSpider for 14 days for a small trial fee. So it's not a free trial, but it's like, I think $14 or $19, I think, to try it out for 2 weeks. So definitely take advantage of that if you guys are interested. not much to lose. And yeah, you can have our support even if you wanted the risk to reward. Awesome. Yeah, glad you like it. But yeah, I think I've covered a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if TradingView has that, but yeah, it's a pretty basic thing. But it is not. It is. I use a lot. It's nice to have.
If anyone else got questions, let us know right now.
Yep. But really, aside from all this stuff, you really just have to get in and try it yourself because until you do that, it's going to be you got to really just start learning how to use it, and actually going through the scanner and using it yourself to get a little bit used to it. There is a bit of a learning curve, not going to lie, but once you get used to it, it is a very powerful tool. I use the ABCD indicator, cannot get it to disappear. Not sure which, and I mean, if you click on the eye icon here, you can enable or disable indicators. Sometimes, if you're using the other data, I think sometimes some of this stuff pops up. Check on the top. If you just click the indicators, they'll all disappear. Or if you click maybe it was one of these, like the candle patterns or chart patterns, maybe one of these was checked or other data.
Sorry, it was one of the lines I was drawing. So if you go to the bottom, on the left, and then if you expand it out, so there's a little arrow just below where you are.
Oh, sorry.
So go down, 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 right to the bottom, and then you can expand this pane out. There's like a little arrow just below that. Left.
Yeah, down here.
Just.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was one of these. But anyway, I drew a line and I couldn't get it to disappear.
Interesting. Like sometimes it's just kind of weird when you click it, maybe. But if you right click it, like you wait for, you see how the cursor changes there? That means you're selecting it. Wait for that. And then you should be able to just remove it.
For some reason, that worked on all the other ones except for the one I'm talking about, but it's fine. I'll keep trying.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was just being buggy. Let me see. Yeah, all of them are showing me remove. Yeah, I don't know. It could have just been maybe there's an update that was weird or something. Is it still happening now?
Let me quickly try one.
Yeah, it should have that remove. Oops.
No, it's actually working now.
Okay. Yeah, it might have just been like a weird bug.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And then, yeah, if you guys also have questions about that too, hit this contact us at the bottom. And literally there's 7-day support for any questions you may have. So definitely take advantage of that. We have a great support team.
SOUN, because it has after hours price action movement. So we want to see how that would look.
Yeah. So to get after hours, you click this up here.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you go to the daily, will it still show?
It does. It does. So this is the after hours enabled. See, it's moving. And you disable it, and it's a red.
Oh, great.
So you can turn it on and off. I actually love that feature.
Yeah.
So,
okay, that's great. Yeah, because that was one thing I was worried about. Because every time I've charted it, tells me the after hours price in the bar, but it wouldn't show me it on the candles.
It's just like a line, right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and you can add the separation lines for the periods. And you can also do log scale. I don't know if you guys ever use log scale, but and the after hours data goes up to daily, so you can't use it on weekly, unfortunately, but it does go to daily.
Yeah, which makes sense. Daily is the one you need, really.
Right. Yeah.
And then what was the log scale?
Yeah, log scale is just logarithmic. So, like for example, a good way to look at it is on UNH. This is like most charts is linear.
Yeah.
But log scale, I forget the exact definition, but it kind of makes everything equal in a way. It just makes it. It's just a different way to look at the chart. I don't have the exact definition on hand, but it does a lot of. It kind of equalizes all the percent changes, whereas linear, it kind of looks like a normal chart where it can be like looks like super crazy sometimes, like super high, super up. But this kind of equalizes the daily percent changes to be normal, so it doesn't. It just looks like a little easier on the eyes, and it could sometimes provide a different view. Be easier to draw trend lines, like for example on the monthly. Let me remove this. Like if you were to do like a trend line, close this real quick. You can go to like quarterly, actually, I think it was. On the log scale, you can see it. I think like right there it was, or something like that. But if you go to like non-log, you see how it's like that. So it's just another way to look at the chart. It's something I would look into, but yeah, just an option.
Yeah. And what is the MTFA at the beginning, up the top?
That's multi-time frame analysis. So basically, if you have your EMAs, you can see them on multiple time frames, essentially. So you'd have to like cancel out all of these, but basically you can click, from two different time frames to see. So you can see the daily and then another time frame.
Yeah.
Whichever ones you wanted to see, and then add and disable them. I have like all. The only thing about it is it uses all your indicators, so you'd have to turn them all. You'd have to X out a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool feature. Depending on how you trade, of course. Like if you want to see the daily ones always, you probably wouldn't use it. But if you wanted to see like an intraday one lining up with it, it is something that you could use.
Yeah, this is good. This is real good.
Yeah. Yep. And then, yeah, in settings here, it's not a ton. You can change the colors. Yeah. Yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything. There is automated fibs. They work decently. We're working on creating a custom indicator that automatically plots fibs, Fibonacci levels, but that's an option. Yeah, and this is where you can create multi-factor alerts. You can create alerts just how we built scans, with pretty much anything you want. With fundamentals, like you can get alerted for fundamental changes, which is kind of cool. You can get alerted for, candlestick patterns, indicators, relative performance, and combine a bunch of things into a single alert. So it's not just like prices touching a line, but you can do like, I don't know, revenue is greater than, I would say, increased, and I don't know, price, or even 9 EMA crossed above 21 EMA. And of course, you can do that happen within X candles, whatever you want to do. That's multi-factor alert. You can combine as many things as you want into one alert. It's called a multi-factor one, which is very nice. How do you open the charts? Do you have to buy first? Yeah, so to even, we don't have we're not like TradingView where it's like free, freemium, but you can get, so yeah, to open the charts or to even use the platform, you do have to be a subscriber, but you can try it for, again, 19 days. Let me pull up our pricing page. If you're on the fence, you can try it. Oh, I'm signed in to my account. But yeah, 14 days for $19 for standard, 14 days for $29 for premium. So you were looking to try it out, definitely check it out there. I would say start with the trial because we do go on sale quite a bit. Right now we are still running 32% off. But won't say anything, but just start your trial, and then it'll probably go on sale within the next 14 days. I think we're going to have one tomorrow. So I would start the trial and then wait for a sale to come on. I think it's tomorrow. So just a heads up. The trial is worth it though, for sure. We have no other questions or any other questions?
Just one example. I mean, I know you know how to draw the fibs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you went to UPST upstarts chart and you want to draw the fibs. I want to compare it to the actual to the indicator.
Yeah, let's see. So I'll draw it first. I mean, this depends on the time frame.
Yeah.
I guess I like to start on the weekly sometimes because it's easier to do. We can do, I don't know, I guess I'd maybe do here to there. And then let me see actually if the automated fibs indicator is here. Auto fib, yeah, we do. Let's go to weekly. So the automated one, weekly there. Hold on, let's see. Let me try this. So the automated fibs was actually pretty close. I think, or drew it. And the automated fibs, yeah. Oh, the automated fibs did it from way up here. So yeah, it just depends on the time frame. Go to the daily, let's see. And then the daily I did from there to there. Which isn't wrong. Just not the one I did initially.
Yeah. It still works though.
Yeah, it definitely works.
This is good.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any other questions before we finish? Let us know. All right. I think we are good then.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, yeah. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. Yeah, definitely sign up for the trial if you guys are interested. And if you have any questions, if you do sign up, make sure to take advantage of the support button there because they are very helpful. But yeah, it was great coming on, talk to you guys.
Thank you very much. I'll send you a message right now and then.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. All right, see you later, guys.